All right. When I say the words private investigator, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it, some shadowy figure in a trench coat lurking in the alleys? Someone who kind of bends the rules to get the job done? Well, let's dive right in and pull back the curtain on the Hollywood myth versus the professional reality. So on one hand, you've got the movie PI, right? The rule breaker, the cool rogue, basically a spy for hire. But then you look at the reality, and it's something totally different. We're talking about a trained professional whose entire job revolves around lawful fact-finding. Their goal isn't to stir up drama. It's to deliver cold, hard, verified information and bring some clarity to a situation. Okay, so that begs the big question, doesn't it? If they're not these cinematic spies, what does a real private investigator actually do all day? What's the real purpose in our society?
Well, to figure that out, let's crack open the investigator's playbook. We're going to look at the actual skills they need, the kind of training they go through, and the deep knowledge base they absolutely have to master to do their job right and, legally. All right, let's start with a solid definition. A private investigator, or PI, is a professional that you or a company can hire. Their job is pretty straightforward. Gather evidence, prepare factual reports, and here's the most important part, the absolute deal breaker. They have to do it all within the limits of the law. No exceptions. You can really break their training down into 4 core pillars. First up, you've got the fundamentals, the absolute basics of investigation. Then they dive deep into law and evidence, which is critical. After that, it's all about practical skills for surveillance and fieldwork. And wrapping it all together, the thing that holds it all up, is reporting and ethics. Super, super important.
So let's look at that first pillar, investigation fundamentals. This is really ground zero. It's about understanding things like, what are my duties? What kind of cases will I see? Anything from corporate fraud and background checks to even missing persons cases. And of course, what are the legal lines I can't cross right from the very beginning? And then you get to the really hands-on stuff, surveillance and fieldwork. And look, this isn't about Hollywood-style car chases. It's about mastering the art of covert surveillance, developing killer interviewing skills, and knowing how to use technology and all the other tools of the trade. Lawfully, of course.
So how do you even get into this field? Well, there are a few different paths. You could start with a short certificate course, get your feet wet and learn the basics in a month or 2. Or, if you're really serious, you can go for a full-on postgraduate diploma that gives you really deep, comprehensive training over about a year.
All right, let's tackle a really, really important distinction here. Police versus private investigator. This is something a lot of people get mixed up, but trust me, they have very different powers and play totally different roles in the system. And here is the absolute biggest difference. Let's be crystal clear. A PI has 0 power to arrest anyone. They can't file a formal police report, an FIR, nothing like that. That power belongs only to the police. You see, a PI works for a client under a contract. A police officer works for the state with the authority of the state behind them. So you might be wondering, why would anyone hire a PI then? Well, look at the kinds of cases they handle. PIs are all about civil and corporate stuff. Think about it, verifying a new business partner's background or checking into employee misconduct. The police, on the other hand, they're focused on major criminal offenses. We're talking murder, robbery, theft, things like that. So just to wrap this comparison up neatly, a PI, hired by a private client. A government investigator works for the state. A PI's legal power is limited, the state's is extensive. And in court, the PI's job is to support a legal team, while the state is the one actually leading the prosecution. Totally different lanes. Okay, this next part is maybe the most important aspect of the entire job. We're talking about walking an ethical tightrope. Every single thing a PI does is governed by this complex web of laws and ethical rules that they have to follow, absolutely to the letter. And honestly, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? If an investigator compromises on ethics, they're not just messing up their own case, they're undermining the entire profession and even the justice system itself. It's not just important, it's the absolute backbone of everything they do. So what does that look like in practice? Well, these are the non-negotiables. Everything they do has to be legal, period. Client information, strictly confidential. Honesty and integrity are paramount. They have to stay objective, no matter what. And maybe most importantly, they have to respect everyone's fundamental right to privacy. All right, let's get into the legal framework just a bit, specifically in the Indian context. A PI's work is really guided by a few key pieces of legislation. First, you have the Indian Penal Code, the IPC.
The easiest way to think about this one is that it answers the question, what is the crime? It defines all the different offenses and what the punishment is for each.
Okay, next up is the Criminal Procedure Code, or CRPC. If the IPC tells us what the crime is, the CRPC tells us, okay, how do we proceed with the case? It's basically the instruction manual for the entire justice system, from the moment an investigation starts all the way through to the trial. And the third piece of this puzzle is the Evidence Act. This one answers the final question, how will it be proven? This is the rulebook for what's admissible in court. And for a PI, this is huge because any information they find has to meet these standards to be useful. So here's a super simple way to remember all that. Just think, IPC is the crime, CRPC is the process, and the Evidence Act is the proof. Crime, process, proof. That's the legal foundation they build everything on. All right, so when you put all of that together, the training, the ethics, the legal boundaries, who is the modern PI? What is their actual real-world role today? It really boils down to this. They are lawful fact finders. They're not in the business of creating drama. They're in the business of providing clarity. For both people and companies, they're essentially risk mitigation professionals. They help you verify information before you make a big decision, or they help you make sense of a situation after something's already happened.
So if you take away just a few things from all this, let it be these. 1, PIs are lawful professionals, they're not spies. 2, they work within a super strict ethical and legal code. And 3, their main job is to find facts, usually for civil or corporate cases, where calling the police just wouldn't be the right move.
And that brings me to a final, pretty big question for you to think about. We live in a world with AI, with deep fakes that look totally real, with just an ocean of information online. So, in a world like that, what happens to the role of the human truth seeker? How is this job, the job of finding facts on the ground, going to have to evolve?